When one is with a council that is worthy opponent for leaders that are all across the world in the times of battle of the kings with wisdom and speaking, and in speaking with wisdom, overcoming the trials and tribulations that come with a head of the mother of Babel, with many counsels and many divinations that strike us with their own fate against the destiny of God, when the archangels had chosen one to administer to the mother of Babel cleansing, and by cleansing spoken wisdom, and by speaking wisdom overcoming the kings that have come to overtake the head with foolishness. In 2 Samuel 15:30 through 32, David, who was King David Wagliff, who was with a head of council and um, went into wished foolishness was a part of this council, or a plot to turn the council into foolishness. This is also a terminology of great repentance, when uh, the people come against you, or the people's champ that which they had chosen in the leaderships to come against the poor, or thief from the poor. It says in Genesis 4, he spreads his gold and silver out into the mouths of them that speak, and then sends his steward to overtake them, which is not quite factually true with me. However, the, the leaderships have spread their graves out into the world for the burning of the mouth and wisdom, but they don't speak about God, and wisdom isn't necessarily in the law. The law is a dead river, and the river has no life unless it seeks, kills, and destroys. But that's not nothing to brag about. But it's all over the TV and widely exalted. In in the times of being stripped in such foolishness that has come against your um, favored union, the union that come against the favored one for this foolishness to overcome. In Isaiah 20, 2 through 5, you'll see that it is a time of reverence, a time of reckoning, a time of royalties, a time of kings who come against kings, a time of knowing and understanding, a time of standing strong and being that everybody has faith in, when it is that is within greater than that comes against us, the dead flesh of the leaders who have no salvation, who have no repentance, who have no redemption, who have no king. They have nothing but dry land and desolation, and in their desolation they have hardship in all the houses, and in all the houses they have raked us clean in this hardship. Unless we are to overcome this wisdom and happiness and joy in all of the trials and tribulations they send upon us for their law. Being without linen, or being without sackcloth, or being without no shoes means to be in a repentance for the foolishness that has come upon us. And in this foolishness, either he who had spread his gold and silver out, like it reads in Genesis 44, for the mouths of them to speak, and then he who did that sends his steward out to overtake them, or overthrow them, or cause them great trouble in um, their lives by using a lawless law, a law that it really has no law. You can't even call it law. It's just lawless. It's unfair purposely, and it's made for testimony and complaint that it isn't even worthy testimony, but it's written in the Bible with Jesus Christ being crossed. without a particular reason other than speaking truth. But in a time of repentance, the signs of repentance is being naked in the streets mostly, where the sanctuaries are found, and the inheritance of all the households with the divinations who pull from the streets and put it in the households and then puts it back in the streets for a storehouse and then moves them off to a different state. And walking naked and being with no shoes means repentance for self in the grave that comes upon you in many different forms of sin, or many different mentalities of sin, or many different minds of sin, or many different images of sin to overcome. And it can only rise in salvation in the image that is triumphant, able to sit at the right hand of the throne. These are all written in the Bible: Isaiah 22 through 4, and 2 Samuel 15:30, and Exodus 3:5. It is a time of reverence. It is a time of repentance and a time to overcome the foolishness that has come against us, and triumphant to sit at the right hand of the throne. I cannot wear my shoes here.